to you about brushing hair. So as you have probably figured out, I am not 100% curly girl method queen. I find that there are some things that are a little bit flawed and I find a little bit better doing with curly hair in my particular method. And I'm going to call it the Hello Curl method. So I'm going to chat to you today about brushing and combing curly hair. I'm really big on actually brushing your hair. It's not a bad thing, and I don't really know why it's such a big taboo thing in the curly world. Because you know what? I've been hairdressing for 23 years and I have literally done everything to my hair, and I do brush my hair and it is still on my head. It's right here and it's looking pretty good. So let me chat to you about it. So today I've got the two most common, probably tools that I would say in the curly world. One is the comb, which is the big wide tooth comb. There's lots of variations on this one here. And we have the brush. This particular one I have here is called the wet brush. I'm going to discuss both of them and how I find them different and how I think that they really are an advantage with curly hair. So the first one we're going to start with is the good old afro comb. So when I was younger, and believe it or not, I had a perm. Yeah, thank my sister for that one in the 90s. I used to use one of these bad boys. Now, to be completely honest, I had no idea what the hell to do with it. And I used to use it in my hair, dry. I literally had an afro, and that's not how we're supposed to use any of the combs or brushes. So brushing or combing hair when it's dry is a no-no. Just don't do it unless you've got massive big mats in your hair that you need to get out when it is dry. I would suggest don't go there. You're going to turn into literally a fuzzball. Curly hair or wavy hair is not supposed to be brushed. It will turn into a frizz ball. We don't want to do that. So we use these guys in our hair when it is wet. So a really great way of using these is bring one in your shower. So the best thing is you wet your hair, you put either your treatment or your conditioner in, and you use this to rake, that's why it's called a rake, to rake through your hair and to remove the knots. So the best thing to do if you do have longer hair is to bring it over to the side and to start from the bottom and work your way up. If you go from the top down, you will find it will snag. So when you're actually snagging your hair and ripping through your hair, you're actually breaking it. And that is why in the curly world, they don't love brushing their hair. But if we do it gently, it can be a really great thing to distribute our products. So we're going to go through, we're going to start from the bottom and we're going to rake through the hair all the way up and remove those knots and to use it to get the conditioner through your hair. Win-win. Another way that we can use these guys when our hair is actually dry is after I have diffused my hair or my hair is naturally dry, 100% dry, you can use one of these to pick your roots. I know that sounds kind of weird, but what it does is if you find that your hair sits quite flat at your root area, you can use one of these to go in and lift up your roots. So it can go through and you can get body through your root area. Now you can see I'm not using it to comb all the way through. I'm literally going in, picking it up, lifting it out. And that will give you body at the roots. An amazing tool if you like that oomph through your hair. So that is the afro comb. So really great investment if you want to use one in the shower, absolutely amazing. Now, my favorite, absolute go-to. This is a wet brush. So a wet brush is something that I take into the shower. I use it very similar to the comb, but the good thing about the wet brush is when it has got conditioner on it, it actually holds the conditioner in the hair. So when you're using a comb, what tends to happen is the conditioner runs through the comb and it actually almost is like it scrapes it off. This particular, my friend here, it literally holds the conditioner in here, which helps to distribute it much easier. Now, exactly like the comb, you would start from the bottom and you work your way up. I would say this is only to be used when your hair is wet and is hydrated with conditioner. So if you're using it in your hair when it's wet and it hasn't got conditioner in there, it's going to become very super knotty. So make sure that it's got lots of water, conditioner, and start from the ends and work your way up. And you can then brush it all the way through. I also use this to get a really great lather and a slip on the conditioner, which hydrates your hair. I love it. It is literally my go-to. And in my salon, they literally walk out the door. Every single curly is just in awe of how amazing their curls look after using a brush. If you struggle with frizz, which most curlies do, applying your product with a brush is absolutely amazing. Now, it doesn't mean that I'm going to stick my product in the brush. It means that I put the product on my hair and then I use the brush to distribute it. Now, I know every curly freaks out when I do this because they think that I'm brushing out their curls. But in fact, what I'm doing is I'm smoothing the hair cuticle, so that it is nice and smooth and frizz-free. And it means that we use less products because we're actually distributing it through the hair evenly. So long gone are the days where we tip our head upside down and just scrunch, 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 scrunch. We take our time, we section, and we put our product in and we brush it through with a brush. Now, if you're not sure what that means, it means that if you go and have a look at the tutorials, which they're there, there's amazing tutorials, especially for your curl type. If you've done the quiz and found out what your curl type is, you will see me doing product applications and you will see that pretty much every single time I use one of these. Get yourself one, you will thank me later. And if you don't want to use a brush, that is perfectly fine. I completely understand it is your hair and you go on your little journey. But for me, I find I get the best results and frizz-free curls by using one of these guys. So I hope that's helped you. And if you've decided that you don't want to go down the brush or the comb way at all, that's fine. I totally understand. But for me, this is what works and I love it. So see what you reckon. Give it a go. It's a really great investment and I really feel like that you will make a really great decision when you do decide to go down the track of giving your curls a good old brush or comb. All right, guys, I hope that's helped. Jump on our Facebook page and check out our group, which is Hello Curl Tutorials. I think it's called Hello Curl Tutorials. And you will see that there's an amazing community on there that are like-minded people just like you on their curly journey. And we're there to help one another and support each other on the way. Have a great day and I hope you've enjoyed it. Ciao for now.